Hey traders, today I had the pleasure of interviewing José from Colombia. While José does share with us a lot of things, especially about his experience here with us at OFP, he does share some valuable insight about our inconsistency score rule and his personal challenges with overcoming the score, achieving it in a timely manner, and he shares some tips on how he's been able to overcome that and begin seeing some success. So if you're ready to dive in, stick around for the full interview. So hi, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. How are you? Thank you
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. Can you do me a favor and just kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your trading background?
I'm Jose. I'm a business manager here from Colombia. I currently live in Colombia, Cali. I'm a business manager and I have been trading around for 5 years. I stopped trading 1.5 years ago, and then 1.5 years ago I started trading again. So basically I was trading for 3 years straight, and then I stopped. Then I came back 1.5 years ago, and it has been like a great journey. Right now, I feel like I'm in the best moment of my trading journey because I have already learned a lot of lessons. Losing money before, and trading is not so easy. It takes discipline. It takes like a clear strategy from you, and learning from a lot of people also. And once you get all of this knowledge together, and you discover your way of trading and your strategy, it's gonna be a great journey.
Absolutely, I agree. I took 3 years off from trading in my journey. I've been trading for 8 years, so I needed a break. But I came back, and much like your story. So congratulations for you just finding success. It is not an easy journey. What would you say your experience with OFP has been so far? How long have you been trading with us, by the way?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah, 1 year. Yeah.
Oh, you're
Okay.
an OFP pro.
Yeah, I know. I thought I bought the first account 1 year ago. Then I had my trading value up to $700. It was a small account, 25K. One day I forgot to delete some more pending orders I had, and I burned my account because it's not because I was exceeded the total drawdown, but the daily drawdown I did exceed it because I was in profit, and I lost my profits, and I lost a little bit more. I totally forgot because I also have more accounts, and sometimes when you have too many accounts, you forget to delete some orders. And then I bought another account, and it took me 6 months to go ahead and be able to make it to the payout date. It was very rewarding. It was very nice. That feeling of reward is the best feeling.
6 months. I thought 2 months was.
I don't know. These last 2 months, I have been able to process a payout, right? But it took me almost a year. That's part of consistency and discipline, to go on and go on and go on. Most of the people, after 3 months, 2 months without taking any payout, they're gonna forfeit this. They're gonna quit. But it's all every day logging, showing up to the New York session every day, trying, and that takes a lot of discipline to do that without receiving any payout, right?
Well, it's the same. It's the same, Jose, when we take challenges.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes us months to pass a challenge. Months. I think the average for most traders is about 3 to 5 months.
Yeah.
For them to pass a challenge. So
it's the same, but then it's rewarding when you get the payout finally. I had 3 payouts tonight, two payouts. Of course I was mad, but then I said no, let's go again.
I admire that.
Yeah, let's go again, and let's try to make it to trade the way they want me to trade. So I don't have I don't give any chance to them to deny my payout. So I adjusted my strategy and my way of trading to accomplish all the rules. Basically how I feel right now is that I already know how the company like me to trade or to accomplish those rules, and then that's why in 2 months in a row I have been able to withdraw to make it to the payout. No?
Do you feel like that challenge of yours? Do you feel like it helped you to become a better trader at all?
Sure, yeah. The rules are difficult to accomplish, but then these rules are necessary. If you cannot handle an account like this, you cannot handle a real account. And the objective of all of us traders is to have a real account, a big real account. If you cannot handle one of these these sets of rules, this list of rules, then you're not going to be able to handle a real account. You'll burn it out.
That's a very good perspective for you to have, because it's very true. If we cannot be disciplined with a prop firm account, then when we have our own capital with a brokerage, we are more likely to lose it all. And what good is that? That's a very good perspective. Out of curiosity, what motivated you to join OFP when you first decided to get an account with us?
One of my friends that has been trading with me for a long time, real accounts and everything, and he's very good. He had an OFP account and he recommended the OFP account. We speak a lot about trading and it's a really nice group and he recommended OFP.
Well, we're glad to have you with us, for giving us a shot and, and trusting us with your business. We appreciate having you here.
If you handle it the right way, it's a nice account. Like as I said, like I have been with this account like for 6 months, 7 months. The last 2 months I was able to withdraw the money, and it was very rewarding.
You just had your achievement. Do you feel like sharing, what that achievement was, as far as, like what your profit were or different things like that you might want to share?
Yeah, the last 2 months I got like 1.8K. It's a very good return because the account cost back then, 6 months ago, it was like $280. So I already withdraw like almost 2,000. It's like by 10. Basically, I take like all of the work I did in 6 months, I already take it back.
Are there any specific resources or tools or anything that you feel like has been helpful to you that's been provided by OFP in your journey?
The dashboard looks nice and it's easy to read. Your dashboard, like the overview of your accounts and the control you have with the TBS, it's really nice and it's easy to read. And also what is nice is also that it gets updated very fast.
Okay, great. That's really good. You just mentioned the consistency score as far as the dashboard is concerned. So what are your thoughts on the consistency score? By the way, what kind of payout model do you have? Do you have a monthly, biweekly?
Monthly.
How has the consistency score been for you and how have you kind of adapted that into your trading?
Sometimes that's like the most difficult rule because you have to be realistic. For example, one day you can have profit of 900. I know it's going to be difficult to make 900 by 4 times, right? You need to realize, like, you need to put your feet on the ground and think about a realistic profit that is going to be able to be made. For example, 5% a month, 3% a month, right? But if in one day I make 3% of the account, I'm going to have to do like 12% of the account or 9% of the account. No, sorry, 12% of the account. By the end of the month, that's a very difficult score. We have to make it realistic. Maximum 2% a day, maximum 1.5% a day. Because one day you're gonna win a lot, but then the next day you're gonna lose a lot, and it's gonna be more difficult to make it to the payout because we have to recover the amount lost. But then you have to win a lot also to make it to where you were before. So also the winning trade, it's also going to be affected by your losses. It's going to be more difficult to make it to the consistency score. For me, the advice is to keep it realistic. Once you screw your consistency score, it's going to put more pressure on you because we have to make more money. Pressure in the trading is not very good.
Can I ask you, do you think that it would be better or easier if a trader just, maybe if they focused every day with having the same risk to reward? So like, por ejemplo, right? For example, if every day they risk the same amount of 500 to gain 1,000, right? And if they lose 500, they're done for the day, right? And then they come, does that make sense? Do you think if a trader traded like that consistently every day, where it's the same risk to reward every day, that they would maybe have a better shot at achieving their consistency score better?
Sure. For example, I always go for a one-on-one, but then if I see it, like, it depends on how strong the price is moving. When I'm one-on-one, I move to break even. And then if I go like 1.5 hour or 2 hour, and then I close. The best scenario is always 1 or 2, but I'm trying always to move to break even. It depends on how the price is behaving. But with the one-on-one and 1-on-2, like at least on one-on-one, move it to break even and then exit if you are 1-on-2.
That's definitely some good insight for traders, because I know a lot of traders have a lot of questions about our inconsistency score. Some feel a little bit confused about it. But I do know that for those of you who really work at it, once you understand it, you tend to do very well. Once you understand and you figure out the best way to, incorporate it into your trading strategy.
Yeah, and always trust your strategy. If you have already proven that your strategy works, then stick to your strategy. If your strategy didn't work out one day, then repeat it next day until it gives you back.
Absolutely.
Right? Because if you start with this emotionality after you lose one trade with your strategy and then you start looking for trades to make it back without your strategy, then that moment is when you're gonna lose money. Emotionality is the most difficult thing to handle here.
Your emotions.
Yeah, my emotions helps me out with my strategy, right? And then the trade goes on like I was picturing the trade how it's gonna go in the right direction, and then you get all desperate and you enter the trade without any strategy.
Exactly.
You shouldn't lose.
Or you overtrade, Jose, and then you lose too much in one day. Like what you were saying, you lose too much and now you have to make even more. But if you can be disciplined, where you say, this is how much I'm losing today, and if I lose it, well, I'll try again tomorrow. Having that discipline can be hard for some traders, you know? I understand. So speaking of strategy, would you mind sharing your strategy with us?
So basically, my trading strategy is based in breakouts in the US30 index and also in Bitcoin. Sometimes I do Ethereum and gold, but mostly Bitcoin and US30 index in the New York opening section. So about 9:30 my time. I don't trade before this time. I don't trade before New Year opening. So I usually trade 4 hours past. Like my trading time is 4 hours past the 9:30. That is the New York opening. So as you can see here, this is my graphic analysis for the entire year. I always trade breakouts, so I'm a breakout trader, and I need high volatility for the strategy to work during the New York session. Basically, what I do is I trace a line in the most important points the price has rejected before. It doesn't matter if it's a resistance or a support, and I try to look for breakouts on consolidations. So usually in the morning, when I start analyzing the charts, I always trace a line between the highest line of the price, for example here, highest line of the price, and the lowest line of the price that before it was here, right? So I'm gonna show you in a new chart, because this one is already full of lines, right? Well, let me see if I can find one of my trades here. So this is the perfect example. I think I have a trade over here. This is the perfect example of a breakout, right? This was November 5. I think there was a major US election event here. But this is basically exactly how I will check my trade. So as you see in the past, this is one of the most important points for Floor 30. Has price rejected very strongly here, went to the downside, and so this is my base point for a breakout. That means that the price is gonna change its direction. So I always go for 50 points when I'm trading in the OFP account. I always go for 50 points, so I always use one-on-one risk reward. Usually I go with 40 pips stop loss or 50 pips of stop loss with 4 lots or 3 lots. So I don't lose more than 1% of my account or 0.5% of my account in each trade. Usually, if you have seen my statistics, I have never I've never lost more than 1% in a day. So here, this is how I will place my trade. Here's the breakout point, right? This is the breakout candle. This is the candle that is breaking out the candle that is breaking out the point of interest. I always go maybe 72 points, 50 points. But it depends where the price is when I do market execution. So something important about my trading strategy is that I always use market execution. Sometimes I use sell stops, sometimes I use buy stop, but mostly I use market execution. So you can see here there's a clear breakout of the price. This breakout is only confirmed when the price breaks above 10 points of the entry price. Right? So here's the breakout. You can see here is the breakout. Here is the breakout point. It already broke by more than 10 points. So that's where my entry is going. 10 points above the breakout point.
Yeah, I do breakout trades. in the New York session, search for important levels on the market, usually in US 30, gold sometimes at night Bitcoin. So I mark my important levels that are important levels of reactions in the past. For in the session, for example, important levels from London and from past day from New York, I take it in point into the next day in New York. Price breaks up by even to the downside and to the upside by 10 points, 20 points, 20 pips. So for me, that's a confirmation that the level is already lost. And I look into the next direction, right? Into my next level.
Do you trade as soon as the price breaks, or do you wait for retest?
I trade as soon as the price breaks.
As soon as the price breaks.
Sometimes it's gonna leave me over there. It's gonna leave me. I already moved to break even and it came back. Or sometimes I exit because if I already accomplished my risk reward, I exit, right? With the profits. And then if the price comes back to the retest, I re-enter. Depending on my results, right? If I cannot do it in OFP, I do it in another account, I enter in the retest. One of my challenges account, I enter in the retest. Very like that. Same on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a little bit more difficult, but most of in the OFP account they come from Bitcoin also. I already know how the price moves sometimes.
But that's good. You understand your instrument. You're brave. I can't trade without the retest, but but you're brave.
I do the breakout also. Usually after New York, it does a lot of fakeouts, right? So I wait until the 5-minute candle ends after the New York opening, and then I see where the price decides to go. Then by 1 hour later, when the price already showed me like the right direction, or I enter in the second breakout. They have like two or three breakouts. But for example, nowadays in Christmas, for example, today was very difficult. Right? The price is not moving like always. No?
Yeah, I did not trade today. What instruments do you trade again? What pairs?
US 30, gold, and Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Okay.
And I use FX replay to backtest my strategy. So every now and then I go to FX replay and start redoing the year again.
Well, before I let you go today, I wanted to ask you, what kind of advice do you have for traders who are thinking about, trading with OFP? What advice would you like to leave them with?
Backtest your strategy. Follow any gurus or traders. Find your own strategy. It's the only way you're going to be sure of your own trades, and you don't have to depend on anyone else. And then you don't have to blame anyone else that you're losing money, or you don't know why they're taking that trade. What are they doing? The only way for you to become a very good trader is you to find your own strategy. You have to prove that your strategy works. Use FX replay, use a backtest strategy. And this is the only way you're going to be sure of your trades. And then you're not going to know when to hold, when to exit, everything.
Everything.
The only way. It's a long path, but it's the right path. It doesn't matter how much time it takes. It can take 4 years, 5 years, 1 year. But when you go to college, how many years you have to study? But it's paying you. And then you want to be rich in 1 month, in 2 months, 3 months, 1 year. Why do you want to become rich in 1 month?
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
That's really good what you said about going to school. I tell people the same thing. You have to think of it like you're going to college or university to get a degree. If you can spend 4 years to get a degree or 8 years like a doctor, then why can't you invest the same amount of time to become a master of this skill set that can make your life wonderful once you get really great at it? So yes, I agree.
It's also about percentage and scalability, It's not about flipping accounts.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
That's my advice.
Well, José, I don't have any more questions for you. I just want to say thank you so much for, taking time out of your day to come and hang out with me and come talk to me and give me the opportunity to get to know you as a trader in our community. I enjoy meeting and talking to all of you. So I appreciate that. And we appreciate you just giving us a chance to kind of share your story with other traders. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely. Anytime.